Right. So, why not? Why the hell not? I am at a cottage. Uh, I hurt myself because when I got onto this hammock with my baby here, Mama Bear protected the baby and lifted her up so that she didn't fall on the ground. But my elbow seemed to take the hit. That's all right, man. That's what you got to do as a parent. Protect your kids at all costs, right? So it's like I got on and just tilted right over. Yeah, boom onto the floor. But it was slow enough that I just kind of lifted her up and I was all right. So, um, yeah, so we're hanging out at the cottage. It's bloody hot over here in Canada right now. It's humid hot. So it's like this sticky warm hot. Alright, so I got my book over here. It is Karate Do, The Way of Life by Gishin Funakoshi. He is head, the founder of Shotokan style karate. And it's an interesting book. I have two of his books, but I want to finish this one before I go on to number two. Um, it's very interesting, the stuff they had to go through. You know, it makes the stuff we do now easy mode. And when I was 17, I did karate for the first time, and it was a little bit more intense. And then I noticed that 20 years later, it's really dumbed down. I mean, it's the same core, but it's become more sporty, and they don't do as much hardcore stuff as they used to. They used to do a lot of conditioning. Conditioning is basically training your body to take hits. Um, they don't really do that much anymore, at all. And at least Shotokan is very defensive, um, and so they don't require fighting, whereas Kyokushin is a more combat, um, offensive type style, and them you are required to fight and hit. But they still don't do much cool conditioning anymore. Maybe it's because I there's more kids than adults, and in this society, if you condition a kid, God forbid, you'll get the parents, pulling them out fast and being like, "This is abuse." I'm like, whatever, it's karate. Don't put your kid in karate if you don't want them to get hit, right? But they have all these gear and stuff, and even at that, they're still complaining. So sensitive people these days. Um, yeah. So, which is pretty ironic that I am, here at the cottage trying to get away from stuff. And here I am reading up on karate and reminding myself the stuff that's been bothering me lately. But you know what I mean? The way I look at it is sometimes you need to. Oh, look, someone wants to make an appearance. Someone wants the attention. Hi, Maya. Hey, Maya. You want attention? She's going to try to grab the screen there. But sometimes you need to go through some things in order to move along. So, anyways, you know what? This isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be reminded of your core values. Um, Karate isn't just about kicking and punching, like most people would think. It also is a way of life, a way of being, bringing your spirit into it. Um, yeah, a lot of factors to do with karate. And recently, I've come upon a few struggles, a few things in my life to make me reevaluate stuff. And I think the biggest struggle is when you've had enough, when you say to yourself you've had enough, and realize how much heart and dedication you've put into something. That's the hardest part. Is it's easy to quit something, like quit a job. If you're not happy in your job, it's pretty simple, like just walk away, right? Um, but you can come out of it going, my boss didn't treat me well. I was trying so hard to get that position, and they gave it to somebody else. And so you just say, you know what, f this, I'm done, I'm out. But then after the fact, you realize that you loved you loved what you did, despite being not happy how you're treated. um, Baby really wants this book. You want the book? You want the book? Want the book? Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and then after the fact, you're like, damn, I miss my job. And I haven't even gotten to the point yet where I'm truly missing it. But, it is what it is. And look at this. Check this out. I never even realized the back of the book has him doing the bow. That is a defensive. Again, as I was saying, Shotokan is a defensive style. That's a defensive block there. He's blocking. He's doing a high block with the bow. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the highest skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the highest skill. This is a true concept of Shotokan karate. Is the biggest victory that you can do is not fighting at all. Uh, yeah, that's it's a very core principle when it comes. If you can get out of fight, if you can get out, and I actually said that to my daughter the other day. Like she's asking me about what do like about fighting or something or whatever. If someone attacks you with a knife, I think she said. And I said, your number one thing to do is to run away. And she's like, yeah, but karate. I'm like, even mommy would run away. And she's like, why? But karate. And I'm like, because what? For whatever reason that person has to attack you, to give, be like, here, you know, your first reaction is like, what do you want? Right? What do you want? You want my money? Here, have it. You want my stuff? No possession is worth your life. No possession. Like, you can try to fight back, but they might slit your wrist. You might die. You know what I mean? Is it really worth that iPhone? Is it really worth that possession? And it's not worth your life. So your best thing is to be like, here, and I said, just throw it at them. They will go to catch it. They'll have to drop their knife to catch it. And then you fucking run. Sorry for my language. But then you run. The bet is, and that is the victory because you're alive. You didn't stand and to possibly get hit and die. You know what I mean? And it's, yeah, the best thing you can do. Same thing, someone comes up to you in a bar, you can kick their butt. They're drunk and whatever, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. The best thing you can do as a person is say, sorry, I don't want to fight. You're drunk. Do you want me to call your cab? You know? But people with ego will go, oh yeah, okay, well, you're drunk, blah, 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 and start fighting and whatever to prove themselves. And you can hurt them. You can make them bloody. Well, what's that going to do in the end? What did that solve? Besides the nice pat on your back that you kicked their butt? Why? Especially someone that's not in the frame mind to fight. Is it really worth it? Or is it really worth the ego? So no possession or no ego is worth that fight. The best victory is no fight at all. Anyways, that's that's my morals for the day. Look at my kid trying to like take all the attention. Anyways, so that so that's that. I didn't bring a tarot deck. Well, I do have one, but just not here. Here, let me show you. The rest of the fam is out voting right now. So I'm on the deck. There is an above deck. It's actually really nice. There's an above deck and a screening porch, so you can get away from the mosquitoes once they come out. So, anyways, uh, yeah. So it's nice. It's nice to come chill. We were out swimming before, and it was fun. It's nice and cool. So it's nice to cool off. Cool off. Cool off. Oops. I pacified until 1 and then dropped it. And then, but the other two at the same time, at like 2-3 months, started. Once they discovered their fingers, they were like all up in the, all up in that stuff. Um, I miss it. I'm already at 11:11. I was gonna end it there, but whatever. It is. I'm gonna keep this short, because then it'll take forever to upload. Um, yeah. I just wanted to take the time to chill out. I'm gonna start reading the book now. I'm gonna get to it. I also brought the book Ready Player One, which I really want to read. I refuse to watch the movie until I read it. But I said the same thing about Mockingjay, and I still haven't finished Mockingjay. I still haven't watched the movie because I want to finish the book first. Like I refuse. Um, yeah. So, so that's that. I'm taking this weekend to get away from it all, and it's been hard. It's been hard. You know what I mean? Your biggest enemy is yourself, and that is the hardest thing to overcome. Is when you realize that you can get angry at people, you can get angry at the world, you can get angry at all the unfairities of life. But when you stop and think, why am I angry? I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at me. That is a big challenge to overcome. And yeah, yeah. Here I am being so real right now. So serious. Um, so, anyways, again, just being my boring cottage self right now. So I'm gonna try to read the book. It's hard with a baby in your lap, though. Maybe they'll come back and someone will relieve me of the baby. They're out boating, so I'm the one taking care of the little one. It's all right. It's cool. We're chill. Chilling in the hammock. It's fun, guys. Yeah, it's good. Um, yeah. So yeah, you know, the future is not set in stone. You have control of it. So all you can do is do what you can now to pave the way for the future. Do the best you can. And like I said, face your inner demons when you realize that your biggest enemy is yourself. And that is the biggest battle. The biggest battle is with myself. You know, and keep in mind, you know what? As most people know, I read some tarot, and I also like to watch other people doing tarot readings because it's interesting to see different opinions, different ways of how they read things, how they see things, and it's funny. You learn a lot about different people and how they look at things and how they perceive things, and yeah, it makes you think. It really makes you think. So there's one thing about looking at cards and you thinking of what they mean. And then there's other people's interpretations and what they mean to you. And yeah, I've one person in particular, I'd like to find that video. I still have a few to look up. But one person in particular was like, why don't you write down 10 things about yourself that you love? Okay? 10 things, 10 positive things that you love about yourself. And I bet you it gets hard. after a couple, you know? And then 10 things that make you kick ass, you know? And then you can probably think of like four right off the bat. If you think of none, then you're really in a shitty place. Um, but then it makes you think, you know, like, look, I am worthy. I am worthy. And if other people are not making you feel worthy, if other people are not making you shine and those qualities that you're great, if they don't see that, if they can't look at those 10 things and see it too, they are not worth your time. They really aren't. And that really made me think, you know, and another thing she said, put down 10 people in your life. 10 people that you love, that are positive people in your life. 10 people. And put down those 10 people and really reflect, what do they love about you? So do they see those 10 qualities that you wrote down? Do they see that too? And if they do, are you treating them right? Are you appreciating them? Do you appreciate them? Do you tell them that you appreciate them? You know, and it made me think of uh, recently how I've been so in this negative place, and I've been like this person, this, and a lot of it is me making it up in my mind, or wanting to, because I don't believe in myself, and I don't believe that if I don't see myself in those 10 qualities, how can someone else see me that way, right? And when you really think about it and you say, do I really appreciate these people, right? So it was something to think about. And I haven't written it down. I brought my notebook, okay, a special notebook, and I will. I already know on the top of my head a few, but when you write it down, it's different. And I wrote down something earlier this week, and that's what sparked my video, the the really angry bow video. I think I called it off to a flame or something like that. Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm so pissed in that video. But I wrote down stuff about how I felt. And yeah, it really got me angry. To realize when you write something down, it's different. There's one thing thinking something, but when you write it down and you realize as you're writing, God damn, man, this makes me mad. This is how I felt. You know, when you realize it as you're writing words are such powerful things, and writing it down is even more powerful because you're making it real when you're writing it down. So I will write down later those things, and I really think that's something that people should do too. Write it down and realize the people in your life. These people, don't underestimate these people because they truly love you, and if they're on your list, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. All right. Anyways, I'm almost approaching 20 minutes. This is going to take forever to upload. Holy crap. Anyways, okay. So, I'm going to kill it now. It's time to go. And I think everybody's back. And it's kind of weird to live stream when everybody starts showing up, right? Um, so, yeah. Try maybe doing a list. 10 qualities of what you love about yourself. What makes you kick ass. And 10 people that you appreciate in your life. Do they see those qualities? It's something to think about, right? And one last thing before I go. That list, all right? And I know you see those 10. Just keep that in mind.